Good afternoon, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Hitchhiking Yeti here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Today is going to be quite a little adventure. We're actually going to be driving across the sand hills here in North Carolina. I'm off of just right off Highway 87 right now, somewhere close to Fayetteville. And we're going to be making our way up through like Coleridge, North Carolina, the Carberton Dam area, really just following the deep river. There's a lot of abandoned stuff up through there, or a few abandoned places I like to check out today. I got a little bit of history, some fun little facts about each area that we're going to kind of cover. But speaking of old relics from the past, starting my video off here just outside of Fayetteville, little did I know that this is the location Babe Ruth, the baseball player, hit his first home run in professional baseball, March 1914, 135 yards. It says NW, Northwest, I guess. In this town, George Herman Ruth acquired the nickname Babe Ruth. That is pretty cool. And you really don't think about that when you think of North Carolina and Babe Ruth. And this is where he got the name Babe, and this is where he hit his first home run, right here in this area. I don't really see a baseball diamond anywhere, but I bet back in that day, there obviously was one here, right here in this location. So hope you fans of baseball, especially you historians, maybe you knew that, maybe you didn't, maybe you learned something today. I know I did. So that being said, we're going to move on up into the deep river area and go check out some cool abandoned places, some relics from the past. I'm really excited. I love videos like this. Let's get started. I was on my way to the Carberton Dam area and come across the old Gillum Mill Park. So this was not on my list of places to stop, but I had to stop here because it is kind of a cool location. But the main thing I want to look at today is right across the way here. Look at this old covered bridge right here. This is so awesome looking. All right, I safely made it across this road. These people drive like maniacs on this road. They do, they fly. But I did see just a spot of history or information on the mill. It was actually opened in 1850, and it changed hands several times over the years. And finally, the last owner was called like Gillum. His name was Jesse Gillum, so that's where the name Gillum comes from. He was like one of the last people to own it that actually ran it. But I didn't really see any information on this cool covered bridge that we're about to walk across. But check that out. That is pretty cool looking. Anytime I see a covered bridge, I've said this before in my videos, anytime I show a covered bridge, but it makes me think of the Sleepy Hollow movie that come out around 1999 or 2000, starring Johnny Depp. the scene where Johnny Depp's riding his horse across the covered bridge and the headless horseman is on the other side of the covered bridge and like rears up and comes after him. But yeah, this thing's really long. I think it's 140 feet from end to end here. So I think this is the longest covered bridge I've ever walked across. So that's one cool thing about it. I don't know if it's the longest in North Carolina or not, but 140 feet is a pretty good distance. It's kind of creepy. It's got that Halloween vibe going on with the light kind of coming through the old wooden planks. Yeah, so this is a pretty cool find, man. I'm so glad I stopped and shared this. Pretty awesome. And it's less than maybe 5 miles from Carberton Dam site that we're going to, so not too bad. All right, that was a lot of fun. Let's keep moving. All right, my friends, located right here off of Highway 42. This right here is the old powerhouse that was part of the old Carberton Dam. It was actually built in the 1920s as the first electrical power plant in the Sandhills. The structure has been standing strong for around 100 years. But as old as it is, this antique dam was built in the footprint of even older mills and dams, possibly dating back earlier than the Revolutionary War and the founding of North Carolina itself. Pretty cool. So this dam right here was actually deconstructed in 2005 And we're actually, it's pretty much opened up. So we're just gonna kind of walk over here to the edge, and maybe we'll walk up to the top and see what kind of view we can see here in this old abandoned Carbonton site. All right, you can see the bridge right here on this. I think this is Highway 42, I think, or Carbonton Road, Carbonton Dam Road. This right here is at the front. I just kind of walked along here, walk here to the edge, and you can see where the dam used to be connected. Right over there. It used to just stretch right there. You can see that peak of that pillar right there, and it used to come all the way across. The connect right here on the side, you can see where they chipped it away. Right there, look at that. That is pretty cool. Pretty awesome. This is a pretty fast flowing area. Look at those rapids down there. All right, so now let's see if we can go up in the top of this thing and take a look around and see what's happening. All right, I'm making my way up to the very top of the scaffolding style steps, and oh wow, what a view. Absolutely beautiful. Check this out. So I was just talking to a local guy, and he frequents the area. He does not live too far from here at all. That's what makes him local, I guess. But yeah, he was telling me this was old Hydroelectric Dam, which I kind of knew. But he did give me a little bit of information about this bridge. He said for about 3 years back, I don't know, during 2012 or something, I guess there was a bridge here or something, and it was damaged in a hurricane that moved up through here. And so about 3 years, they didn't even have a bridge, no way to cross. You had to drive extra far down the deep river to go across another bridge. So he said for a long time, this was just a dead end right over here. And a lot of people would frequently come to the Carbonton Dam Park to kind of hang out and everything and do some fishing and even have picnics. So pretty cool. Holy heck, I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a turtle down there in the water. He just went under. Dang it, I can never find a way to really show some good nature shots. But look at this. Look at this view up here. Is this not awesome? This is so cool. But this area right here is where the dam used to stretch across. Right over there is the pillar, and it just came right across here. So that is pretty awesome. I got some pictures online of all the heavy like equipment and stuff. It was the front end loaders and things like that, and the ones that does all the scooping, the bulldozers. They was here deconstructing the dam, and the reason that they did all the deconstruction of the dam, other than it was abandoned, it wasn't really doing anything, but I think it kind of helped with the ecosystem and the purity of the water, so they wanted to remove all that, and it was just for the better good of the environment is the reason in 2005 why they finally did it. So since we made it up here to the very tippity top, let's go inside here and see what it looks like inside this old abandoned dam. Let's do it. All right. Man, I tell you one thing, it's hot today, and there is a lot of talented artists that frequents this place. Look at that. I mean, it has a lot of paint. If you see anything that's not nice, you know that I don't mean to see it. I don't mean for you to see it. It's so much paint, I don't think you can probably make out half of what's in here. But just want to document it, what it looks like here on the inside. But it does feel several degrees cooler. It's very nice. I wonder what these big old things used to be. It had to be some kind of, I don't know a lot about dams and stuff like that, so I don't really know what those used to be. Maybe this was some kind of turbines that, you know, help generate the electricity from the dam. You have two of them in here. You have one here and one right over here. Just a guess. If you know, go ahead and put in the comments what these big old cylinder looking things probably were. I mean, you look down. Whew, man, that's a long way down, ain't it? Wow. Pretty cool. Kind of walk over here to this window and take another look out. wonder what that guide wire is right there. That's something they did that was part of the dam maybe, and they just never removed it. It goes all the way over there in those woods. Check that out. Yeah, this is an awesome spot, man. If you like abandoned places, this is a good one to come to. All right, I have made my way down these steps very gingerly at times because these steps are extra small. Like when I say small, I mean like from this point to this point. I do not have super large feet, like 10.5 shoe. And look at this. Look how much overhang it is. And that's with like the back of my leg resting on it. So it is very interesting how small these steps are. Kind of feels a little funky when you're going down these steps, but all in all, this is a really cool place. And it is very hot out here. I'm sweating. It's just humid. It's not super hot. It's only about 82, but the humidity is absolutely crazy today. But now my plan is to drive a little bit further up the deep river, and we're going to go to a little mill town called Coleridge that wasn't always called Coleridge. It was originally called Coles Ridge, like apostrophe S, because of the man who owned it at the time, and he ended up selling it to his son-in-law, if I remember correctly. We get into it when we get up there. His son-in-law actually took it to a whole nother level and really expanded on Coleridge, that little town. So we're going to go up there and check that out. It's all abandoned now, and the old homestead of the guy who owned Coleridge and kind of had it all rolling, it was actually a doctor. His homestead is still there, really close by. We're going to check that out and then finish the video off at the Concord church where that man was laid to rest. So let's head on in that direction. Coleridge, been by there quite a few times, never stopped, didn't really know anything about it. I'll tell you one thing, if you love abandoned places and you're driving along, that place will catch your eye every time. And there was actually a movie that was filmed at Coleridge back in the 1960s, starring Dick Clark, of all people. And get this, Merle Haggard, the country music star. So let's go on in that direction now. All right, my friends, I have made it on a very hot and muggy day here to Coleridge, right here across Highway 22. Right here you can see this structure behind me. I think this is the old like Enterprise Manufacturing Company and / mill. Right there will be the mill building. If you take a look at it, turn the camera around here, you can see how awesome that looks. Look at that tower right there in the very front. We'll walk over there momentarily, but first I wanted to take a look at this because there was a movie called Killers 3, and that was starring Dick Clark and actually had Merle Haggard in it. And there was a scene in the movie where a little shootout happened, and it was actually filmed right here in this area where there was like a sheriff. He was sitting right here, and they kind of double crossed him. They sent their kid inside this store to get some candy, and the kid ended up getting snapped up by the sheriff and kind of double crossed the bootleggers. It was probably parked over here in this way, and then some of his helpers come from this bank right up here next to the actual old mill house. So pretty interesting little movie. It's kind of hokey. It was 1968, but I thought I would do a little bit of research when I was reading about this place that this is a filming location. So all in all, pretty cool. Enterprise Manufacturing Company right up here. From what I gathered, this right here might have been the old company store for the mill. So back in the day, you know, people got paid and then they normally had a company store. Some places used to sell, like pay people in what they call like scripts. Like even coal mines used to do it. But when you had scripts, you could only spend your currency you was paid in a company store. I don't know if they paid in scripts here. I have no idea if it was real money or scripts or whatnot. I'm hoping it was money. That scripts thing is a pretty dirty way to treat your employees. So this here would have been the store. And then if I read everything correctly, this building right here was the bank. So let's walk over here and kind of check this out. Got to be careful. There are some broken glass and stuff out here where vandals has been doing some stuff. But you can just see this place is very really growed up. You can see the top of the roof of the old store is pretty dilapidated and crumbling. See if we can walk along the bank back here. A lot of hoppy toads and lizards. Just don't want to run into no snakes, especially a copperhead. Kind of see what's back here. So it's all pretty much fenced in. You can hear the waterfall back there. And I don't know if I can zoom in. Oh yeah, there it is. I don't know if you guys can see it, but right there is the waterfall. So at one time I was reading about this place. You used to have an old water wheel back there when it was, I guess, like just a regular mill. And they had a water wheel. It just, I guess that they used that to like generate electricity. And then eventually electricity was like wired in everywhere, and then that's how they ran everything. But all right, so right here next to the bank is this building. And if I got this correct, this right here might have been the offices. And this here's where all the office workers would have been working, taking care of payroll and things like that, making their deals with their customers. Is that actually open? Holy crap. Man, look at this place. Whew. Yeah. This is creepy. I won't be walking in there because that looks pretty dangerous. Because all the flooring is just rotting out over the years. Alright, let's head back outside now. So right here is Highway 22. And we were just over here in the office area. And they have some more brick structures right here. And I don't know what that was. I don't know if that was something to do with the mill at one time. I did read online that there was supposedly some houses around here where a lot of the employees were kind of put up in their houses. And I don't know if this is them. I don't know if this was like apartments or something like that. If anybody knows, you're a local from this area, definitely put in the comment section down below what these structures right here are off of Highway 22. Right across from the main like enterprise building that's located right here. All right, now that we've kind of investigated Coleridge a little bit, we're going to go across the road and I'm going to show you the big White House where Dr. Cavness actually lived at. So just to give you a little backstory on this place, the surrounding village was known as Cole's Ridge, and then it was changed to Coleridge after James A. Cole, the original owner, who in 1904 sold the majority of interest to his company to his son-in-law, Dr. Robert Cavness. By 1917, R.L. Cavness was at the head of particularly everything here in Coleridge. This place was open from 1882 to 1958. And Robert Cavness, the good doctor who, you know, kind of really got this place up and going, I think he passed away in 1951. So it only lasted about, I don't know, 6 or 7 more years after his death. And then they ended up closing it down in 1958 for good. All right, I've made my way over here to the back side of the old Enterprise store. Check out that cool Coca-Cola sign, that little ghost sign right there on the back side of the store here. That is pretty awesome. But the main reason we came around here because I wanted to show you Dr. Robert Cavness's house. And it's actually right here off of Highway 42. This big white house right here was his house. Right there's where he lived. And he lived, obviously he was a company man because he lived right across the road from his investment. So pretty awesome. So now we're going to make our way out to a nearby church. I think it's called Concord Church. Go check that out. And supposedly a lot of the mill workers were buried there in that graveyard. And Mr. Cavness, Dr. Cavness, I gotta say doctor because he was a doctor. Dr. Cavness was also buried there. And people tells me that his grave is very easy to find because it's got the biggest headstone. So let's head in that direction and we're gonna wrap this thing up. And if you made it this far in the vlog today, Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. We have made it here to the Concord Cemetery. And this is where many of the mule workers were laid to rest. And from what I read online, Dr. Cavness, his grave is really easy to find because of the sheer size of his burial site. But most of the ones here looks pretty much the same size though. Not really seeing a huge difference. Unless that one is it. Right back there. That's gotta be money. We would be right. Right there you go. Look at that mausoleum. It says Cavness. And that is it. If you can see anything, what's on the inside of it? Not a lot of anything. It says Dr. Robert Lee Cavness over there on the left hand side. I don't know if you guys, there's so much glare in there, you're probably not going to be able to see it, but this is where the brainchild of the Coal Ridge Milling Company, enterprise, whatever you want to call it. This is where he was laid to rest. And man, people online was not kidding when they say his is the easiest one to find. I totally didn't see it when I came in because I was busy like looking like downstream. I was looking like across the way here. And then when I looked off to the left, I said, holy moly, that has got to be it. That thing is monstrous. All right. I think that is just as good a place as any to end today's video. I don't normally make vlogs like this, but I do enjoy this type of stuff, so you might start here over the next few months. I might sprinkle in some stuff. I got some plans, I got some ideas to go show some really cool abandoned things, especially up in West Virginia. I just got back from West Virginia here recently, went to the Mothman, the town of the Mothman, Point Pleasant. And I kind of got into the abandoned bug, kind of bit me up there when I went to that old like dome bunker place. I thought that was really cool. So we might do some more abandoned stuff over the coming months, especially as we start moving into the winter months and stuff like that. As long as, you know, icy weather and things like that don't hold us down in the house, because I will not be out driving in any icy conditions. All right, my friends, if you enjoyed today's video, by always, please help me out with that thumbs up button. Just smash that thing. That helps me out so much. I really do appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. If you enjoy this type of content, I do all kinds of travel vlogs. Definitely kind of go to my channel, scroll through, just look at different videos and see if you can find anything there that you'd be interested in. I kind of like doing whatever I feel like doing. I don't really have a niche. I just have a vlog channel. I just show you things that I enjoy doing. And I love it if you choose to come along with me on some of my adventures. Really do appreciate it. All right, friends, that will do it. I'm the Hitchhiking Yeti, and I will see you in my next adventure. Thank you so much. God bless you all, and I hope you all stay safe. I'll see you around.